if it can be destroyed by truth, the way that time overtakes youth, and if my body's next in line, the cattle camp, a genocide. Watch the trail of tears from your glass castle, and watch the oceans bleed. Watch the death count exponential, a swastika, a snow white hood. Watch the riot pulsing through, and watching the words, they just won't come. What the truth could not convey, what even time could never save. And if they call our love a crime, I'll hold you on the firing line. And entropy is up too late, and will call me by your other name. If it can be destroyed by truth, the way that time overtakes you, and if body's next in line, and the cattle camp genocide, will you be the best of me, decisive as this life is brief? Thanks. I just submitted that for NPR's Tiny Stage concert, so if anyone has any pull with Bob Boylan, please, please, please whisper in his ear.
Can I tell you how honored I am that you mistook the tiny desk for the tiny stage just now?
Oh, shit.
Oh, that was the greatest thing I ever heard. Thank you.
Yeah. If anyone asks. Set in stone, and all if it shoots to kill, and if I'm all alone, yeah, if it's right or wrong, and if it's tooth or nail, oh, if it's old and tired, and if it's young and hale, well, if it's black or white, and if it's in between, and if it's faces, figures, and it's out on the scene. Turning red, well, if I'm black or blue, and if it's up to me, then it's up to you. And if it's something simple, if it's plain as day, and if the judge is hanging and there's no other way, yeah, if it's cold, abandoned, and if I'm holy fire, well, if it's up to you, dear, then it's my desire. And if it's late at midnight, well, if you're high at noon, and if it's gone eternal, and if it's here too soon. If it's Treasure Island, and if on Doris Day, and if we end up naked, and we're on display, and if the dams can't hold us, and if the pitchforks burn, I guess we're nothing special. I guess we'll never learn. Oh, thank you so much. I want to give a real special shout out to the people up here, my grandma and my uncle. I think the last time that they saw me, I was 13 years old playing at the Palladium, and it was an absolute shit show. It was a disaster. I bombed so hard. I left the stage crying. My guitar was still on stage. Literally could not have a worse first performance. I thought I was never going to play music again. At least I broke up that band for sure, like right after it happened. And somehow, and like any good addict, I just kept doing it. And so I appreciate you being here. Please do consider giving. And we'll keep moving along. I'm working on a record based on Fiddler on the Roof. These are a couple of songs that are in that scope. This is called Song for the Sabbath. Home before sunset, I'll be quiet and pray. I won't ask for forgiveness, 'cause I know people get what they gave. I won't stand on my soapbox, I won't tolerate hate. But this time, I'll be true to my faith. If you're listening, if you're even awake, singing my song to no one in the renegade state, making love like an island, feel the flood rise and ache. But this time, I'll admit my mistake. Like a scholar, I'll be simple and quaint, speaking my contradictions with damnation and grace. I'll make sense of the chaos, I'll hold fast in the fray. But this time, my love won't delay. Stand on my laurels, I won't question the way that we walk like an exile through the rubble that remains. I will comfort my company, we'll make peace when we wait. But this time, I'll be open to change. walk in the market. I can't talk by the gate. Wonder if you can hear me when I got nothing to say. I'm a renegade angel in the image you made. But this time, oh this time, and this time, well, my love will sustain. Working a long time, we've been carrying the weight, we've been running for miles, we've been chasing our fate, and it's a long, long black train. Yeah, I hope it'll take you far away. We've been staying up late. We've been hunting epiphanies. We've been fighting the fray. And it's a long, long length of chain that ties me to my homeland today. And it's a long time to wait. Yeah, I know my king is coming back to me. We've been still on the Sabbath. We've been kneeling to pray. Asking forgiveness, we've been walking away, and it's a long, long habit to break. Yeah, mercy, begging mercy for our stand. Lost in the wasteland, we've been carried away, we've been drunk at the altar, we've been sick with our fate, and it's a long, long black train. Yeah, I pray that you might come on home to me. Yeah, it's a long, long time to wait, and I hope it takes us far away. We've been idle for too long, we've been selfish in our way. We got nothing to show for, we still love you the same. And it's a long, long length of chain. Why don't it taste like freedom when it breaks? It's a long, long time to wait. Yeah, mercy, begging mercy for our stand. Thanks. I wrote that on the porch of my dad's new house on a real shitty guitar. I've got a few more with your continued permission. We're going to go heavier. I know that you didn't necessarily sign up for that. This is a song about someone that I met when I was living in England. It's called The Model. It's a high cost of beauty. Been living hard these days. The way that their eyes follow me makes me wanna run away. Well, out over the hills tonight, wearing my long black veil, and fire sermon asking, is this heaven, is this hell? Between the fickle bed sheets, I am begging you please know. Oh, but I'm just a commodity to be bought and sold, and hang my picture upside down, twisted crucifix, wondering how long I can take much more of this. It's a plastic corset squeezed too tight, and I am out of breath and been living hard for far too long. I feel it in my chest, and it's a long, long way down to the bottom. In the valley where the darkness lies in wait, and the evening has come out here to find me before it is too late. Strutting across the catwalk, the pills keep me awake and growing thinner than the patience. The designers who make love from exploitation and exclusion out of hate, built like a marble statue in the alabaster stain. I am leaned over the toilet in the cold ebony night, and I'm full of easy answers and cruel strangers' delights, and they keep me for a trinket once, throw me quickly away, and in the mirror see their fear, boredom turned to rage, and so I'm silent in the picture. It's ripped off the front page, and my death will be an epitaph against this starving age, and it's a privilege they remind me. Their confinement keeps me paid. The rising cost of beauty has me living hard these days. It's a trembling wave. It rolls over the coastline, and I'm helpless in this dream waiting for you. Dressed down in your fantasies of violence, my lies ring true. People tend to assume these songs are about me, but it's not really how it works. This is called The Witching Hour. And you spill out to everyone you meet. It's a saccharine religion. It's your petty vagrancy. And the river rushes on. It's changed so much since you left. It's always shaken bottle you wrap around your neck. Pretty thing, won't you sing me your songs? It's always in the midnight hour, in some place I don't belong. And pretty thing, won't you succumb to grace? It's a shadow of everything that holds us here in place. And lullaby, won't you help me find sleep before the sun reminds me all of this is in a dream? And lullaby, well, are we all the same? When we close our eyes and retreat from the day. Under the covers, well, I can see your breath. It always rises to the ceiling and it fades to nothingness. And who are we to pay it any mind? And who are we to never waste our time? An ambulance, so won't you take her away from all those paranoid delusions, that sickness she can't change? An ambulance, so do you know what it means to be just like all the others? You dangle on a string. Pretty thing, won't you remember me? Or am I just like all the others, somewhere in between? And pretty thing, won't you sing me your songs? It's always in the midnight hour, the place where I belong. I guess I have time to do one more that I didn't plan, right? I can do two songs? Okay. I so appreciate it. And I'll cry if I want to, right? And Samson let his hair down and it fell onto my chest. We're kissing full of smoke and always dreaming of the rest. The first time I stayed over, he dug into his arms and told me not to worry, said it wasn't any harm, and that sometimes a body fled unfaithfully away. When everything is sickness, the best medicine was pain. And he held me there, so tender and so mild. And we let down the towers with a smile. Told me she'd heard it all before. The kingdoms of experience are just another chore. It's all a fickle fable snagged against your sympathy untamed. It's a fantasy or peasant storm upon oppression's game. We always make like repetition our shadows on the wall, with whispers of serenity still not taking our calls. And she spoke all night of history's mistakes, laughed out loud and looked the other way. And the king and queen invited me to walk upon the water. A miracle of consequence, protection from the slaughter. They told me love was easy, like anarchy to claim. A rose of ripe potential there by any other name. Well, it's sometimes all it censors dreams to dignity's remains. Hides in your rebellion, you're so quick to give away. And they sang to me with their abandoned taste and left me hot and wondering at our fate. All that I could say and all that I could do, just to meet you in the morning in the darkness of your room. It's all a relapse of potential. It's a poem upon the page. The grace of your surrender at an attempt to relate generations with a petrified refrain. It's a virgin at the altar with her tongue upon the blade of prophecy, how pity dissipates. A martyr hanging upside down for days. By dawn, my love has left me, the hollow open wide. It's a canyon full of echoes, big enough to crawl inside. All our elemental sentiment with no ambition or doubt. It's an experiment within or without. Thanks. It took me like 8 years to write that song, so if you don't like it, please keep it to yourself. I've got one more for you. I've actually been writing about fascism pretty extensively and in a lot of depth since about 2023, mostly in my music. This is called I Know, I Know, I Know. Resurrection and the sacrificial lamb and the timid blade of tyranny, line drawn in the sand, an ameliorating altar and the violence on display, an old world faith lunatic by any other name, decisive with uncertainty, shackled in the hay. But you live inside your fantasies of triumph, plague, and hate. Conscripted little playground, just one drop among the swarm. And I know, I know, I know, we've been warned. And sympathetic money, the sycophantic times, and sermon in the valley, and the darkness of your mind, and all is false projection like a broken violin. And freedom isn't simple, yeah, but domination is. And I am bruised up like my ego in the dungeon of these thoughts, and I carry my corrections out like Judas on the cross. There's no place here for coincidence to decide on what is fair. And I know, I know, I know why they don't care. And somber with distraction for to carry me away. And the honesty of lawyers and the sound bite court of fame, and extinct but still among us is the very thing you lack. And a whispered glory rumors, and God stares down from the attic, and my mosaic looking glass distorted noise decay. It's pacing back and forth like the earth is lost in space, a contingency collective, suffer no more than a line. But ignorance, it bears its teeth, demands that you comply in this Billy Club rebellion, my redacted ship of glass. And Moses parts the burning bush, and Abraham drinks fast. It's the blood of vivisection, can't conceive, can't contain. And I know, we're all the same. And when the deal goes down, they will bury me awake. And foolish little mortal wandering this eternal plane. And static shadow figures like the screaming midnight train. And I know, I just can't wait. And I know, we're not the same. And I know, the truth is plain. And I know, the truth is plain. Yeah, I know, the truth is plain. Thanks so much.
Thank you, DM. You're good to unplug. Thank you so much for putting all this together and having the heart that you do. And as always, for supporting the Tiny Stays the way you do. For those of you who don't know, DM Rice and JM Solis